Hello, this is wmpyr. First, before I begin the video, this is a new format for me. I want to answer questions, any questions that I get in the comments section. So the first one says, are we allowed to carry daggers in public, or is it illegal because I kind of wanna? Okay, so first and foremost, my understanding it is illegal. I think in most states, if not all states, it's illegal. And carrying, even carrying a weapon that is legal in public is not something that I recommend. Okay, and especially because you think it's cool, or you just kind of want to. I always tell people you want to be professional, so you want to have a professional reason behind why you're carrying something like that. So if not, then you shouldn't. Leave it at home and practice at home. So, it should all be based on your training, and yeah, in the car or on you, it's probably not a good idea, and I really don't recommend it. And because if you don't know how to use it and you end up using it by accident, or they take it away from you and they use it on you, it's in both cases, it's just doesn't seem like a very smart idea. So I would say train, always train. You train, and as you train, you learn to respect the weapon, and with that comes the proper mindset. And once you have the proper mindset, then actually carrying in real life EDC starts to make a lot more sense, So if that's not the case, then I highly recommend against it, and just keep it at home. It's not a big deal, So, okay, so for today's lesson, what I want to talk about here, it's not so much a lesson, it's more of a discussion and sharing with you my findings, is I want to talk about the flail technique. Okay, so the flail technique is, first of all, let me explain what it is. It's basically you're going at high speeds, all right, rapid, continuous high speeds, so that the opponent cannot easily come in. They're like, whoa, what the heck? Okay, so you're swinging around a weapon very fast, and so it makes it very difficult for them to just come and grab you. Okay, so that's the flail technique. And the way that I teach it is we start with the sticks, and you're going to be making an X, just a simple X. You're going to repeat that X over and 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 over, and make it super fast. Okay, so in traditional Filipino martial arts, they don't really teach this and go, okay, here's the flail technique. And they don't teach it to you guys like that. I made that name up. I put the name and made that technique. Why? Because they do it. They definitely do it. They swing the sticks around super fast, single and double. If someone's trying to come in, they'll use that, and they'll make it difficult for the opponent to come in. And you say, what's the name of that technique? And they'll say, it's a flail-like technique. So, I thought, well, let's just give it a name, the flail. So the flail is not so much a very specific technique, it's more so a concept, okay? So it doesn't have to be an X, it could be other patterns, but it's a repeatedly fast motion, okay? So sticks is a very good way to practice it. Single stick, I call it the flail. With double sticks, I call it the blender. That's all it is. Okay, so that's the way that I define it and make it easier for me to understand Filipino martial arts. Now, what I want to talk to you guys about today is doing the flail with this guy, the karambit. Okay, now you could do it in the standard grip, and you could do the flail that way. You could also do the flail in the reverse grip this way. You could do it both ways, but with the karambit, there's a third way, and that is with the extension grip, like so. Okay, so when you go to the extension grip with the karambit and you do the flail, man, it is lightning fast. I mean, it's super fast. Okay, in fact, it's so fast, I think it's one of the fastest combos that you'll find in all of martial arts. I can't think of anything faster. It is brutal, okay? Now, I want to let you guys know that with practice, okay, you have to diligently practice, but with practice, you can develop skill to where you control whether you're going to be offensive or defensive. Offensive meaning you're going to cut with the blade edge and also the point. Defensive meaning you're going to use the spine or the flat side, okay? So you could actually control that while you're going, crazy high speed, using this as a flail in the extension grip, and you can control that. What you can't control is that if you end up in medium range, close range, or even ground range, you cannot control what kind of angles and pressures, forces are going to be put on the karambit. That you cannot control. So what I'm trying to tell you guys is I only use the flail, the karambit extension grip, in long range. And I don't use it for anything else. In other words, it has a very limited usage, okay? And that is something I discovered through training. If you actually practice, it's clear as night and day. I mean, you will see that what I'm not making this up. You'll come up with the same results. You have to, it's physics. So when this kind of thing, the pressures that you can't control, this kind of thing happens, you can see the leverage that's going to be applied to your fingers is too much. So you could hurt your finger this way. So other than long range, I would not use it, period. I wouldn't do it. The risk is not worth it, okay? So that's just something that I wanted to make very, very clear for you guys. And then, so as powerful as the flail is, I would rather just do the flail in the standard grip or reverse grip and not the extension grip, okay? So that being said though, this is from Knuckle Tools. It is the punch ring, as you can see. And then this is actually not a key. This is the skull key, and it is a multi-tool, okay? So when you attach it like this, this is basically a mini karambit. This is not a blade. It's not an actual real knife or anything like that. So it can cut. It can cut a little bit, but it's not like a knife, all right? So this is kind of like a more legal, modern alternative to, a karambit. This is much more user carry, EDC friendly, right? Legally, you're going to have less trouble with something like this than an actual karambit. So it's easier to walk around with this, is what I'm trying to say. So with this, the capabilities, the idea here is like a karambit. Okay, you could use this to cut. You can use the punch ring to enhance your striking. And then, of course, you could go into the extension grip as well. When you go into the extension grip and you use this as a flail, as long as it's the key that's hitting the target, then you got no worry about hurting your finger. Now, if you hit here, sure, it can cause, once again, leverage against your finger. But if it's the key, like that, I don't feel anything at all. So this actually works better than an actual karambit. It works better than a real karambit as far as using the flail technique. So that's something interesting that I also wanted to share with you guys today. So that's it for now. Thank you for viewing, and take care, folks.